Hello, I'm Clive Tompkins for the Finance News Network. Joining me from junior explorer Thundelarra is CEO Tony Lofthouse. Tony, welcome back.
Thanks, Clive. Good to be here.
First up, can you start with an introduction to Thundelarra?
Thundelarra is an exploration company with a focus on copper and gold in Australia, predominantly Western Australia. We currently have a market cap in the order of 16-17 million and had 2 million cash in the bank at the end of March. Thanks,
Tony. Now to your Red Boar copper gold project. Can you give us a quick recap?
The beauty of Red Boar is its proximity to Thundelarra, to the DeGrussa mine for Sandfire. We are about 1,500 metres away from the DeGrussa plant. So anything we find on the Red Boar tenement will end up going through the Sandfire plant eventually. Red Boar is 2 square kilometres. It's a granted mining licence, and to date what we have found is a small resource of about 1,740 tonnes of contained copper and close to 1,000 ounces of gold. Not much in its own right, but it's what it means and what it indicates and where it's leading us to on the exploration that is the real key to the excitement for Red Boar.
Thanks. So what's been taking place?
In the last several months we've been drilling deeper holes. Previously we drilled to about 200 metres from surface, and we had a geological model that explained everything we'd encountered to date. What the deep holes have done has changed that model slightly, but not for the poorer, for the better. It's allowed us to now understand that we have a target at depth at about 600 metres that is getting very exciting for us. And we look to drill that probably commencing late June. And as we drill that, what we are hoping is that we're going to find another VMS style ore body like Monty or like DeGrussa or like possibly Homer maybe.
And Tony, can you tell us about your 2 key targets, Impaler and Gossan? What's their potential?
Gossan is the first deposit or area that we found mineralisation at. This is where we got 7% at 28% copper. We had thought and projected that it may be a pipe that led down to deeper mineralisation of big substance at depth. Impaler was another branch of that. What we've found with recent drilling is that that model was not appearing to be correct, but what we've replaced it with is another model that is still valid and explains everything we've encountered to date. We now think we have a deep target below Gossan. Impaler is still part of the same system but may not be the same location of mineralisation. Gossan is our real target, and we have something about 150 metres to the northwest of Gossan that is looking very, very exciting.
That's very encouraging. So Tony, what's planned for the second half?
We will be drilling this deep target that has been identified from gravity surveys, and in fact there's a small video animation that is available on our website that investors may want to watch to give them a better understanding for something that I've got no hope of explaining verbally. Need to look at it. It's worth investigating that. But what it means is that we have this big target that we hope to drill, as I say, from about late June, and it may take about a month or so to reach target depth. But if what we've got is what we think we might well have, which is a repetition of the DeGrussa VMS lenses, same setting as Monty, this could be very exciting.
And Tony, what else has been taking place across the portfolio?
We acquired a portfolio of gold assets late last year. December they were approved by shareholders. They are focused around Meekatharra, which is the same Thundelarra region as the Red Boar assets. The model that we put together when we were acquiring these gold assets was to find deposits or prospective deposits that were close to existing plant and infrastructure that had spare capacity. We are not looking to reinvent the wheel by becoming another producer with a mine of its own right, not when you've got so many plants that are available and nearby that have spare capacity. So we're looking around Meekatharra. Garden Gully is one of our targets. Whitewell and Mullagool are 2 others in that region, and they are prospective for gold. They are in areas that has proven gold production at grades of 21 grams per tonne and are exciting areas for gold production as a whole. 2 plants nearby. Andy Well of Doré is 400,000 tonnes per annum just to the north, and Metals X's Bluebird plant is 3 million tonnes per annum just to the south. So they fit the strategic model.
Now to financials and your strategy. What's your cash position and how much are you spending?
Clive, at the end of March this year we had just under 2 million cash in the bank. Consistently over the last 4 years we spend about $1 million a quarter. We're an explorer, and I know myself as an investor in exploration companies, I want exploration companies to spend. I don't want them to sit on their cash. So we spend $1 million a quarter on exploration and admin, of which 3/4, 2/3 to 3/4, every quarter goes in the ground. So if you invest in Thundelarra, you know you're going to get exploration happening. We're not going to sit on the cash. That means, on that basis, that we possibly have 2 quarters of cash left, which is why we've just announced a share purchase plan at 5 cents, so existing shareholders can choose to be part of this exciting story at Red Boar by putting money in for the share purchase plan, so that we are in a position to continue to explore that and the exciting gold assets we have at Garden Gully and Paynes Find over the course of the next 6 months to a year.
And Tony, is it your plan to bring Red Boar and your other projects into production, or do you want to remain a pure play exploration company?
Interesting question, Clive, and I think my background with both banking and broking and geology means that I will push towards monetising assets and delivering value to shareholders quicker. Our chairman, Phil Crabb, has a demonstrable track record through Gascoyne Gold and other gold companies of taking exploration into production very, very successfully. However, as I say, because our model is to provide assets and additional feed for existing plant, our belief now, and that's across the board, is that we can deliver value for shareholders more quickly by exploring, finding something of substance, and then cutting a deal with the most appropriate and nearby plant that can take that feed for additional treatment. At Red Boar, we are surrounded by sandfire. As I mentioned before, anything we were to find there, even if it was 1 million tonnes of contained copper, there's only one place that will end up, and that's, to my mind, in the sandfire plant, because it's less than 1 kilometre away and it is designed to take that material. So even if we chose and somebody decided that it made sense to try and develop Red Boar as a standalone project, I really don't think it makes most sense. You get quicker value for shareholders by us finding something, getting the discovery uplift, and then cutting a deal with Sandfire that made sense to both parties.
Last question, Tony. Where would you like to see the company by year's end?
That's actually easy. I'm hoping that this drill holes, or the hole and holes that we're drilling at Gossan, will come up with massive sulphide intercepts that allow us to continue to pursue that, so that by the end of the year we have the next one of the VMS cluster that is part of this unquestioned potential that is the DeGrussa Greenstone, or not Greenstone Belt, the DeGrussa VMS camp.
Tony Lofthouse, thanks for the update.
Clive, thank you for the opportunity.